The future depends on what people like myself and others do in terms of helping them cope with it. We're here right now helping with the situation, but this is a long-term commitment we have to do as physicians and outside people, because they will need the psychiatric help. In America, we had the Vietnam War, and we saw what happened with those veterans when they weren't getting the proper care. It leads to all kinds of issues. We can't have this happen here. We're just too small of a population. So we need to have people on ground now, psychologists, psychiatrists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, working with these people so that the long-term consequences do not destroy the few young people that we have alive that managed to escape the war. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and a lot of commitment from every single individual with whatever specialty expertise that they have to help in rebuilding and moving forward.
Are you seeing any wounds that indicate the use of chemical weapons?
I haven't seen it, but I talked a lot with soldiers. They do tell me the smell that they're smelling and weird sort of sensations. I haven't treated any personally. I haven't seen any chemical weapons that we've had to deal with, but I've seen a lot of burned soldiers from stuff that should not be used.
Like what?
Even the missiles, the war, like just the drones themselves, picking and choosing lives to kill. It's like someone is playing a video game with real life. I think those are not something, especially civilians. We've seen civilians get injured by drones, get killed. They should be completely off limits by any standards of warfare. And when you see innocent kids like the ones playing outside brought in with torn limbs, with brains literally busted open, because the drone hit a place that had children. I mean, they hit a maternity ward, right? And so those things really get to you, that where's the outside world? You know what I mean? Like, why isn't anybody speaking about this? Because if it's happening here, it's going to happen somewhere else in the next decade. When there's a start, if it's not punished right away, it'll continue happening, because people will say, well, they did it and they got away with it. It sets a precedent, and it allows for others to use it as an excuse, so the soldiers' morale. They are, how do I say this? They have no fear, right? Every single soldier I treated said to me, "Doc, you are my biggest enemy, because you're not letting me go back out there to stand next to my brothers and sisters and finish the job," right? I mean, they got shrapnel all over. They can't walk. Some of them, I had to find excuses to keep them for an extra day. Next thing I know, they're gone. And they'll text me, message me, they're in the front lines. They got nothing to hold them back. They know they're there for a mission, and they have something to fight for. They're fighting for their land, they're fighting for their kids, their family, right? So it's either you fight now or your family gets completely wiped out. So they have no fear. Everything from the 18 to I've even had 70-year-old patients, right? 70 years old. And you don't see a single speckle of like fear or any kind of, regret of being there. They all want to be there. And they all want peace at the end of the day, but they know that sometimes peace requires these sacrifices, and sometimes, unfortunately, war is the answer because of the way the enemy has behaved. At the end of the day, I think people should realize that a peaceful nation like we were, there was no need to kill a whole generation. Our end, they have even more casualties, right? Did those people really need to die? There is no need. And I think eventually peace and love will overcome the evil that has started this whole thing. And we will find a solution. We will come to a common ground. Unfortunately, at the sacrifice of the, the 2000, 2001 born generation. I mean, that's the thing that we can't bring back. But I think we will eventually get the recognition that Artsakh deserves.